Hello, this is Fast Charlie, and what I have here is an American lock Series 700, and it's actually a pretty cool lock. It came to me really gummed up and really kind of nasty. And it came with, there were several of these that came together. I'm not exactly sure where they came from. I know where I got them, but I don't know what their previous life entailed, but I think it was weathered. It was outside in the elements. I actually shared one of these with K1 Locks and also Trekmaster 30. And Trekmaster 30 pointed out that it wasn't a typical American style keyway, and I hadn't even noticed until that point. But then I was doing some work on these and taking a look at these, and I noticed that this one says R2 and this one says AM6. So and this works perfectly fine in the others that I have as well, because they're all keyed alike. Well, I was doing some checking, and I found out that the way that you make an R2, you can make an R2 is, or the same profile as an R2, is to take a regular American key and cut it, right? Just use a Dremel with a ball end and just go right down this groove, and then it'll work. One thing I noticed, though, I was actually trying to put 6 pins in here, and if you put 6 pins in here, it's not interchangeable. You have to pick one key or the other. I couldn't get it to work. So there are 5 pins in here right now, but the idea of the different keyways is very interesting to me, because, you know, here's the typical American, and we also have I have an R7 1305, and I was looking at that, and I thought, I'm going to investigate R7s. Well, come to find out that it's very odd and kind of ridiculous that a master from the Pro Series will fit in there. So anyway, I have some Pro Series that I'm going to try to learn how to impression keys properly by using this key, because I have quite a few of these blanks. But I need to learn how to do it properly, because I got this 747 American lock, and it has been around. It came to me actually with no key, and it was completely seized up. It was basically sold as non-functional, and has an interesting keyway. Soaked it. I cannot get this thing picked. It is really hard to tension properly, and so I thought, I'm gonna just see if I can impression a key. So I made one of those keys, cut a groove and everything, and I've broken 2 keys off in there, and I did some damage trying to get the key out. So that was pretty stupid of me, but it's a work in progress. I'm gonna get this thing. It's gonna be really cool when it's done. It's an old guy. It's a pain in the butt to gut to, is my understanding. Anyway, I think that idea of keys are very interesting. So I'm gonna get in here. So again, it has 5 pins. When I first took it apart, it was really easy to pick, and the springs were dead essentially. There was only maybe two or three pins that were functioning because of the spring issue, and the springs were all kind of compressed, and not the pins weren't even all poking their head up when I gutted it. Anyway, the biggest issue here is do not overset. So I put new springs and put in a mixture of serrated and spools. So the idea is do not overset. I have a 50 thousandths pry bar, And this guy from Sparrows, it's like one of their reach hooks. So I'm gonna go for it here. Just starting in the back. And it felt like I overset right away. Decent false set, feels like. Oh, I overset 4. I think it's back down. And I almost threw out the tensioner when I was getting 1. And I'm in a very deep false set. Not sure who I'm caught on here. There we go. We are open. Cool. And as you can see, this has been out in the weather. Awesome. Cool. I was worried this is going to turn into a really, really long video, but... Okay, I'm going to get this screw out of here. Come on. There we go. Move this. And there we go. And I did put an anti-bypass thingy. Gonna remove this clip. And I'm gonna just use this homemade follower that I have. As you can see, they all do need to be picked. And the key says, the original key says 32574. And we've got serrated in 1, standard in 2 because it's so short, serrated in 3, a serrated in 4, and we've got serrated in 5. And of course we have no modifications here. All right, and now in 1, we've got a spool. 2, we have a spool. 3, we have a serrated, oops. And then in 5, we've got a spool. And 4, we have a serrated. And then we have, of course, all of the springs are copper springs. And that's what we've got. And the serrateds are up above. This is actually not very serrated, but it is a little bit. The serrateds are above the longer key pins. And I'll give a close up here. And yeah, it's kind of shiny, but just give an example real quick. Here's one of the serrateds. Yeah, not super sharp serrations there. But these spools are the serrated spools. All right, and then just as an example, the key pin is serrated. So, yeah, if anyone happens to know exactly which key goes in this 747, it'd be really awesome for me to get it. I know they make 748s, but I don't know if that's if they're the same or not. I need to do some more investigating. But anyway, this is the American Series 700, and interesting tidbits that I've been learning about keys and American keys, and also the master keys, or also which is also known as the R7 American. So thank you everybody for watching, and as always, be good and be well.